This is lesson number 2. Make sure you've opened up Shifty Car Sales, the one you saved before in the last lesson. This one is going to teach you how to do some basic formula usage, relative and absolute cell referencing, and sheet referencing, as well as some naming. So highlight the commission per sale and the $50. Press Control X, or alternatively right click and press Cart, and then go to our second sheet and Control V or right click and hit paste. And that'll paste that there. Let's just adjust our cell height so it doesn't look so ugly. Alright, this is going to be like our reference sheet where our various rates will be. So we're going to just rename it by right clicking on the sheet 2, rename, and we're going to call it rates. Now let's go back to sheet 1 and we're going to rename this one as well so it's got a meaningful name. And we're going to call it weekly sales. Okay, there's no real specific formatting or conventions that you need for your file naming, but for your sheet naming, but I just do it anyway. All right, let's add some more columns. We've got our weekly pay, which is hours worked times hourly rate. We're going to do commission for the new cars and commission for the used cars. All right, and then over here we're going to have total weekly pay. Right, let's highlight all 3 of those and shrink them down to the size we want. There we go. Let's reformat our stuff here quickly. Merge. There we go. And let's rechuck our borders in. There we go. And we should probably color that. That looks a bit weird. Alright, there's our commission. New and used. Now we go back to our rates sheet. So commission per sale, we need to change this. So we're going to play around with this figure a bit. We've got commission per commissions. So let's just change this to commission. My formula bar is missing, so if this happens to you ever, this is probably a good lesson for you. Go to view and check that box. That'll put your formula bar back. Right, so we got commission. We're going to make this sort of like a title. So we'll just Control X, Control V that. And we're going to make this one new. And we're going to make this one used. And then we're going to merge and center that. And we're going to color this. Let's just make it light green. Make the whole thing light green. Alright, so let's go with if you sell a new car, you get $50. If you sell a used car, you get $30. There we go. And we'll just do that. And there's our commission table. Okay, so we'll use these to reference later on. All right, go back to weekly sales, and we're going to start doing some formulas. It's about time. We've been talking on this thing for a couple of minutes and haven't even mentioned what we're actually doing. So weekly pay. To type in a formula, we go equals. We're going to go with hourly rate, and we're going to times that using the star by hours worked, and then we're going to press enter. Okay. Now we probably should put some dollar signs in there, so if you click on the auto accounting format thing, that'll do it for you, and it'll automatically put in 2 decimal placings and shove a dollar sign in there as well. You'll notice if we expand this cell out, the dollar sign stays there. If you don't like how it does that, you change that to currency, and the dollar sign will sort of stay in front of it. So I prefer that one. It looks just a bit neater. Okay. So we're going to go with that. Now, best thing about formulas is that you can copy them down your table. So instead of having to retype that, just go over here to the corner of this cell, and you'll notice your icon changes to a black square. Click and drag down, and that carries the formula down, changing the cells vertically. So you'll notice that one's C4 times F4, and if you click down the one, it's C5 times F5, and so on and so forth. And you could do that till the cows come home and it would keep working. Okay, now we have our commission as well. So we know that if they sell new cars, they get a certain amount of money. So we're going to use a reference to our other sheet. So we're going to go equals. We know he sold 2 new cars. And now we're going to say times that by our rate sheet. So we click on rates, and you'll notice it automatically puts in rates with an exclamation mark after it, which means it's referencing another worksheet. And now we're going to click on the new commission. Okay, so it's saying D4 back in weekly sales times rates cell B4. Okay, and now just hit enter. And if you go back here, there's your formula, D4 times rates B4. Okay, so we've just referenced a cell in a different worksheet. All right. Later on, I'll show you how to do this where you can actually name certain areas, but we'll cover that later on. Okay, now this one can work as well if we drag that down. Okay, but you'll notice that there's a problem with how we drag it down. Okay, so D5 is the right one that we want to be copying down, but B5 is not. Okay, so B5 on rates is this cell here with nothing in it. Okay, so this is where we need to use what we call absolute cell referencing. Okay, so go back to our first formula over here, and we need to put dollar signs in front of the B and in front of the 4. Okay, now this will allow us to be able to copy down our formula without messing up our reference to our rates table. Okay, so D4 will change to D5, D6, D7 like we want it to, but B4 will stay exactly the same as we copy it down. Okay, so press enter, and now as we do that, you'll notice that B4 is staying where we want it. Okay, and we can copy that down to everyone else. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with commission equals used cars times, jump over here to rates, we're going to go with our used one, and then hit enter. Okay, and now we need to put our dollar signs in. So in front of the C and in front of the 4, press enter, and now we've got our commission going on there. Okay, now our total weekly pay is a combination of our hourly rate, our weekly pay, our wages time plus all our commissions. So really easy formula. You go equals. You could do this 2 ways. You could highlight across the cells like that and shove sum in front of it. Okay, so you can make it sum G4 to I4, or you could say that plus that plus that, and press enter, and that would work both ways. And of course we can copy that formula down as well. Now the best thing about formulas is that they change automatically when you change the data that they are pointing at. Okay, so here's your example. Weekly pay, let's just say that Sam Jones has got a new pay rate. We can just go, you know what, it wasn't meant to be 32, he was actually meant to be getting $40 an hour. And that will change all our figures for us. Okay, so Control Z. Same with new car sold. Sam actually sold 3. Okay, and he gets the extra money there. So that's the best thing about formulas, I reckon, that they automatically update themselves. All right, now something I should probably mention. That's the times symbol there, the little star. Alternatively, you've got divided by. You got your minus and you got your plus. Hopefully you all know how to do that. And later on we're going to go into some more advanced formula use, but for now that's enough. So just save Shifty Bob's Car Sales, and lesson 2 is done.